Alright friends, it's T-Man and I'm back with a new video, bro. It's on again, JasonBlaha, man. It's a reaction video to the gym lifting recruiting fitness gear slave and the artificial slave himself, JasonBlaha. Blaha says anyone claiming meat or vegetables are the problem is too stupid to be taken seriously. Yeah, okay.
The idea that vegetables or animal products are the cause of all of our health problems is too moronic to be taken seriously. Hey, everybody.
Vegetables are the cause of the cause of problems in carnivore animals. If carnivore animals eat vegetables, which they are not supposed to, but they eat them because they're opportunistic, then yes, it will cause them problems.
It's Jason Blaha here, and I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today because
here's the thing, it will always cause a carnivore animal problems if they eat something they're not supposed to. Very simple.
The problem. We have groups online now in the fitness world and these fringe movements, both in carnivore and vegan circles, who try to push this sort of nonsense, and it's something I want people to think about as I talk about it, because the sort of arguments they make, they're not backed.
Yes, humans are carnivores. Blaha, what about it?
By the data, and they're not even common sense. So what is it we always see? We'll see the vegans claim all animal products.
Again, vegan doesn't exist. There's no such thing as vegan. There's no such thing as transgender in nature. There's no such thing as vegan in nature. There's no such thing as omnivore in nature either. There's animals that are opportunistic. There are two sexes, herbivore and carnivore. There are two sexes, male and female. That's it, bro. Anything else is acting. Acting.
Like the animal products are the cause of all of our problems, right? Right? They're the cause. It's meat, it's dairy, right? And when they even have
it's meat, it's there. This guy, the problem with the majority, not 99.9% of the world, I'd say 100%. You've been conditioned to eat this slave food. So in your mind, you think this is a normal thing to do. But the abnormal signs in your body, you can't distinguish. People can't read them. They can't understand them because they grew up with them. Now, if you grew up eating your natural diet and then you started eating these toxic plant foods, these plant drug foods, and they caused you all these problems, then you'd know to stop it. But people think, it's just me. It's me. I'm the problem. Like a relationship. Oh, it's not you. It's me. You know what I mean? Like, give me a break, man. It's not the human body. People thought that. I've seen people online. They go, oh, I thought this was normal to be like that. To be sick constantly and have all these problems, inflammatory responses, bloating and farting and fermentation and all this, and these skin diseases and metabolic diseases. Well, I thought this was normal. Hello? It's kind of abnormal, but you wouldn't think about it because you were conditioned to eat them already from such a young age. You understand me?
Try to use data to support it. They seem to ignore what the data actually.
How could a slave possibly know anything other than what they know? An elephant, if you tie him up with a rope around his ankle when he's a child, when he grows up, you don't have to put a chain around his leg. You put a little piece of rope, and that elephant thinks that he can't go anywhere because he's been conditioned that way. Even though he's so strong, he can literally tear that rope, pull his leg out of that rope and take off. But in his mind, he thinks from such a young age he can't get away. See what I mean? It's like these slaves. Once you've been enslaved as a child all your life, you've been conditioned and enslaved, and you're a slave, and you work as a slave. That's all you could see is that. You are a slave. See what I mean? You have to break out of that mentality. It's very difficult. It's very difficult for humans.
Yes. They extrapolated two things that were not really even part of
anything that you've been enslaved to that is man-made cults, religions, diets, food, slave jobs, slave schools, slave money, slave whatever. anything is almost astronomically very difficult for people to break out of this fake shit, bro. You know what I mean? Because they believe money has value. It's a belief. They believe that they're going to the happy place because religion. You know what I mean? They believe, get it? They believe all these things. They believe if they work hard that they'll amount to something in life, and they're not going to amount to anything. You know what I mean? All these things, they're all just beliefs, you know?
Study. Okay, right? What do they do? Okay, right? What do they do? Well, we've got certain studies on certain types of saturated fats showing these issues, so we'll extrapolate it to all saturated fat in any amount. Okay, that's a problem. You know, study on butter, like we'll have this study on butter. Look what happened with the LDL cholesterol. We know that that's tied to atherosclerosis. It's like, yeah, butter is, but whole milk isn't. Cheese isn't.
Wait a second. Cheese and all these things are not tied to atherosclerosis, but butter is tied to atherosclerosis? Where is he getting this from?
Whole fat yogurt isn't. Oh man, we got a problem. They'll ignore that. Because, you know, we know that it's not the individual ingredient. It is not the same as the whole food.
Hold on a second. Did he say science?
They seem to ignore what the data actually says.
Okay, what does the data say?
Extrapolated two things that were not really even part of the study. Okay, right? What do they do?
What study? Is this an epidemiological study? That's not science, dude.
Well, we've got certain studies on certain types of saturated fats showing these issues, so we'll extrapolate it to all saturated fat in any amount. Okay, that's a problem. You know, study on butter, like we'll have this study on butter. Look.
What study? Oh, a study is not science. Again, a study is not science.
What happened with the LDL cholesterol? We know that that's tied to atherosclerosis. It's like, yeah.
LDL is tied to atherosclerosis. No, it's not. They already done studies on it. They've done examinations on it. Okay, whatever. I don't know what studies he's talking about, man. I don't know if these are, what kind of studies are these? He doesn't even mention what they are. He doesn't prove anything he says, man. Then he has me going on this shit too. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Butter is, but whole milk isn't. Cheese isn't. Whole fat yogurt isn't. Oh man, we got a problem. They'll ignore that. Because, you know, we know that it's not the individual ingredient. It is not the same as the whole food. And when we study that, it turns out to not be the case. There's no correlation between whole milk and cardiovascular disease, or even cheese and cardiovascular risk. It's not there. There is with butter. There is with butter, but that's an extremely highly processed food that came out of milk.
Hold on a sec. It's a processed. It's processed from animal products. Yeah, it's processed from animal products. It's not processed from plants, which are toxic.
Of course, the other side, the carnivore side, completely denied that fact. They're in denial that butter does that.
But it's processed from one thing, milk. It is not. These ultra processed or processed foods processed from these plants, they add things to them in the store. They're not adding anything there to butter. See what I mean? It's churned. So I don't know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? It's in a different state, but it's from the same thing. And they haven't added anything to it, like sugar or all that bunch of shit. Now they do add salt, but they'll tell you on the package if you want to buy butter with salt in it, they'll say salted butter.
Ignore the science too, just like the vegans. They're both really bad about it.
There's no such thing as vegan.
They both love to just ignore science.
What science, man? Epidemiology studies. It's just fucking. This isn't science, bro. What study says that butter causes? Show me one study that says that butter causes this disease or whatever the fuck he's talking about.
Completely. They pull this stuff, and the reality is when you really look at a lot of data, as far as even these foods go, it's processed red meats. Processed red meats. So, well, how's that defined? Bacon's a perfect example. But what?
Processed red meats. Okay. Let's say they grind it up or whatever. It's still meat. But what do you mean by processed? Because they added nitrates to it? Well, that's plants, isn't it? So plants must be toxic. So if nitrates come from plants and nitrates are toxic, that means plants are toxic. He's just proving everything that we already know. See what I mean? He's stupid.
About a lean steak. No.
Again, if you're adding salt to it, then yes, processed. They're adding salt and nitrates. That's the problem with these processed meat products. There's nitrates in them.
Not really correlated with these problems.
I don't eat any processed meat. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't eat that. There are people out there that do eat it. Are they better off eating the processed meat than eating these fucking plant toxins? Well, I don't know. Yeah, yes and no, yeah. Much better than eating stupid toxic plants as a carnivore. Why would you eat that? He'll destroy you. Definitely quicker than any processed meat would destroy you.
Much as sausage, refined sausage, hot dogs, a lot of lunch meats. Right?
Better than any plants, that's for sure.
These are refined red meats. But your steak is not. Hey, you see where we're going with? You guys are seeing a trend here? We're seeing a pattern. Only the really refined animal products or would show up. But they'll extrapolate that to all stuff. Look, these meats have been tied. Are you really going to compare bacon to a chicken breast or a sirloin? I mean, we're really going to make this comparison? This heavily nitrate-laden.
I don't eat pork. I don't eat chicken. Very seldom. I might have some chicken once in a blue moon or something, but I don't really eat chicken. They're not ruminant animals. You're better off eating ruminant animals like beef. You know what I mean?
Extremely high fat, mostly fat calorie food. Okay.
Milk is high saturated fat. Love it. Especially raw milk. It's amazing. The more saturated fat I get, the better off I feel. I don't know. People tell you not to drink milk. They tell you not to drink milk because, I don't know, whatever, these things that are in milk. I don't find that a problem. I just do not find it a problem to drink milk. I found it a problem when I ate these stupid plant foods like these cereals with milk. They caused the problem in the gut. I mean, it would cause all kinds of problems. But now that I just exclusively eat meat products as a carnivore, as a human carnivore, I eliminated eating these fake foods. You're not supposed to. And I drink milk. I've started drinking milk again. And I don't have any problems at all. I can drink an entire liter of milk and nothing. I feel absolutely fine. So there you go. But again, I have to buy raw milk. I have to buy it at a special place because they don't sell it at the corner store.
You take this butter and try to pretend that it's the same as milk when the studies on the two comparing them don't even show the same results when they're compared side by side. You can't do that. It's ludicrous. Carnivores, same thing. These vegetables, these anti-nutrients. Well, where's the data? It's not supported by...
Yeah, the data's online. It's supported, yes. There's PubMed and NCBI reports. There's lots of them.
The data? This is nonsense. In fact, vegetable intake is inversely...
Yes, there's data that supports it. There's lots of data. What's he talking about, man?
...correlated with all-cause mortality. So if that's the case, it's not possible that vegetables on average are bad. Clearly, the benefits outweigh any...
They're not bad. They're the cause of everything. They're the cause of your teeth rotting. Your teeth are rotting, and so are your bones. And you're eventually going to get some autoimmune disease, skin disease, autoimmune, some problem. It's going to really fuck you up in the end. You know that? So, yeah, You're not getting that from eating meat. You don't need to see how come you don't have to see a dentist if you're eating meat? The number one thing of health, an indicator of health, is your teeth. That's why when these masters, they used to check these slaves, they would check their mouths, they would check their teeth to see how healthy they were. It was an indicator whether you were healthy or not, your teeth. See what I mean? So if you have bad teeth, then you have bad health, because that's an indicator of what you're eating is causing that. And it's not because of meat. Meat is not going to cause that. It's kind of obvious. There isn't any acid in meat. There isn't any acid, sugar. There isn't anything in there other than it's protein and a high nutrient diet.
Negatives, well, that's not what you would see in the data. They'll try to pull it.
Yes, Blaha, what do we see in the data? What do we see? What data?
They'll try to pull it, but it causes these vegetables, these nightshade vegetables, these anti-nutrients.
Nightshades, he even mentions them. He obviously knows this. I don't know why he keeps pushing this agenda that you should be eating vegetables, toxic, crappy fiber vegetables and fiber. I don't know why he keeps pushing that. He knows that this is not for humans, because humans are carnivore. We're part of the carnivore family, okay? The animal kingdom. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
The time they look at studying on uncooked foods that you and I don't eat, because we know our body prefers these foods cooked. People figure it out.
No, you're a slave. That's why you eat them. Your parents are from a long lineage of slaves, Blaha. Isn't that true? Isn't that what they say in your books? You're the slave. You're descendants of slaves, right? So they must have fed you the slave food diet. And then you slaves tried to feed the rest of the world. You try to get everybody else in on this slave food diet because you figured that there's marketing involved there. You can make money out of it. Oh, okay.
Hundreds or thousands a year.
And then when you get sick eating these foods, you can market dental products, dentists, and all this shit, and fucking doctors, and I don't know, pharmacies and hospitals and everything else that comes along with it. And all these other industries that are built around it, because now they need these machines, they need uniforms, they need money, they need a car to get to work, they need jobs, they need this, they need that, they need a house to live in, they need toilet paper, toothpaste, this, that, toothbrushes. Fuck it, man. They need everything. You need these things to wash your body because it smells. You smell because you're eating these crappy toxic vegetables and everything else that you're doing out there. It's all tied into this. And then you enslave yourself in this garage lifting these man-made weights. Get it?
Years ago. Hey guys, yeah, you should totally.
This right here is a mental illness. This is tied to eating these crazy toxic plants. Yeah.
Cook beans, you shouldn't eat them raw. We know this already, and we know why. Of course they're problematic. Yeah, so the bad things you're talking about, you're definitely.
Hell, people snort plants, they smoke them, they drink them, then they walk down the street drunk and they look like they have mental illness. They smoke them, like they smoke marijuana, they smoke these plants, and then they look like they have mental illness walking down the street. Man, all these people, like the way they act, all the stuff that they're doing.
Some stuff in raw beans you don't want to eat. But we don't do that, do we? We know we're supposed to cook them.
We know we're supposed to cook them? No. You're not supposed to cook them. You're not supposed to cook them. You're cooking them because the way you're living, your lifestyle is really dirty. It's not sanitary. It's not you killed the animal on the spot and you ate it. You're taking them into these places, you're living, you're whatever fuck environment you're in, man. And you're leaving them and they're sitting out on the counter and shit and all that. But eventually we discovered that you should salt this raw meat and then it would stay. You wouldn't have problems with it. But raw meat can really stay out for quite a while before anything happens to it. But anyways, it's this unnatural lifestyle we're living. It's a very dirty, unnatural lifestyle. Why do you think we have to constantly wash ourselves? Because we think we're so fucking dirty. Because we are so dirty.
Known for a long time. our species.
Think about this. You think what else is aging your skin? Why does your skin look so old? If you feel so young and you look so young, what's wrong with your skin? Well, it's because you're bleaching it with all these body washes and soap and shit all day and shampoos and shit. Your hair is astronomically dry. Your skin is very dry all the time. Just keep washing it. It's not natural. It's not natural for animals to constantly be underwater. You understand me? Day in and day out, washing and bleaching their body with these soaps and things and everything. What else do you think is causing the cancer in your body? You think it's just the food, man? The chemicals in your tap water, it's being recycled 1 billion times. The bleaching of your body with these soaps and things that you're washing with. Come on, man. It's kind of obvious. I mean, your toothpaste is poison too. It's got fluoride in it. Fluoride is a poison. Then you have cement as an aggregate. Cement as an aggregate. You're brushing your teeth, so you're wearing down your enamel at the same time.
As a whole is very aware of this. You know, they try to make all these absurd claims. Okay? And I'm just going to state based upon this, they're all idiots. All the people in both of these movements who are trying to claim that these are scientific ideas, like that, that it's the animal products, that this is the source of all our problems because it's from an animal or because it's from a plant. This is why we have all these health problems from our food. All of these people are morons. They're complete blithering morons.
Well, they're not. The health problems aren't coming from the animal products, but they are coming from the plants. They are.
Morons who ignore common sense and ignore the most basic of scientific data. That's why
I did my own scientific data. I ate these fruits, okay, and I ate these vegetables, and they made me extremely sick. So I don't know what he's talking about.
They're the same thing. They're really the same ideology. They're the same people, really. They're opposames, not opposites. All right. Yet they ignore what we all know the real problems are.
What's that?
Ultra-processed foods.
Okay.
There's your whole problem. Nothing to do with, it's vegetables are bad, meat is bad. No, it's the ultra-processed stuff. Because you go back and look, what did we just name on the animal side? Butter, refined red meats, butter, bacon, also. We know it's bad for you. The data shows it.
He's classifying butter with bacon and all these other things. Butter's an animal product. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not going to cause you any problems. He's lying. He's making it up.
But we come up with plenty. What else? How about refined sugars? Just put them near the top of the list. But you get vegans.
Refined sugar, yeah, it'll cause you problems because it's refined sugar. It doesn't exist in nature, Blaha.
You're in denial. Okay, so you get these carnivores and other people, they're in complete denial that butter is...
And they're not for carnivores. The most the human body could process is 1 gram of sugar. Yeah.
Horrifically bad for you, even in the literature. And it is a heavily refined food. They'll even argue that it's not a refined food. It's insane. So essentially, they're a blithering idiot. Okay? Let that sink in. They're an idiot. And you can't argue with someone that dumb. Don't even bother. Same thing, and you get the vegans. Well, table.
They're an idiot. They're an idiot, but Blaha is a genius.
Sugar, not the problem. It's the animal products. Oh, coconut oil is not a problem. Really? Can coconut oil and palm oil are not problems? That's not what the data shows. This is garbage. Both those foods are garbage, and they come from plants. Quit blaming the animal products for everything. Okay? If they try to blame animal products as the problem that they eat either one of those things, while pretending they read science or data, they're a blithering idiot. That's it. They're just...
What science? Epidemiology studies are not science, bro. Come on.
Stupid. Just awful. So they're either stupid or they're crazy. That applies to both groups.
And there is real science on plants. It tells you they're toxic, bro. They have oxalates. They have fucking cyanide, these seeds and shit. And they have, whatever, man.
Stop listening to them.
Blaha eats rice, right? It has arsenic in there, slowly poisoning himself. That's why you're aging. You're aging. In other words, you're not aging. You're deteriorating faster than you're aging. That's why Blaha looks deteriorated. Look at him, a 47-year-old man that looks 85, bro. This is crazy. This is really crazy.
I'm not saying a few of them don't get some things right, but on a whole, look at these positions they take. These are not positions that an intelligent person is capable of taking.
And now he's into bodybuilding. He thinks bodybuilding is about getting low body fat. He thinks it's the aesthetic look. Oh, bodybuilding's about the aesthetic look. Well, there are aesthetics in bodybuilding. I mean, they use it for these fake bodybuilding shows. But real bodybuilding just means building your body. It has nothing to do with, I'm going to lower my body fat so I look really cool with very, very low body fat. I'll look really, really cool. You can see the lines and everything. The aesthetic look. Well, does bodybuilding sound like aesthetic? So what is Blaha doing here? It's not bodybuilding. It's aesthetic. Aesthetic look. That's what he's trying to get. He's not bodybuilding. That's why he's not building his body. That's why he'll never build his body. It'll never be built. The best he could do is lift a heavy weight. He can inject steroids all he wants. Lift a heavy weight, and he can get low body fat because anybody can do that. But building muscle, I told you before, is astronomically difficult. Astronomically.
And the evidence shows you otherwise. We know it's all the
You can gain weight, but you're not going to build any muscle.
junk food that is the problem. It's not meat and it's not vegetables.
Vegetables are junk food to humans. I don't understand what part that he not get. You cannot digest cellulose, man. Fiber. You cannot digest fiber, humans. It just ferments and you shit it out. You shit it out. You're going to be doing a lot of shitting. That's the thing. You're going to be doing a lot of shitting. So you're going to be shitting it out. A lot of shit's going to come out. A lot. And you're going to be farting. What is that farting? That's your body releasing toxins because it's toxic. It's toxic and it's building up, so it releases it in the form of gas because it's fermenting. It's fermenting and it's releasing. It's toxic. Get it? Yeah, man. You're releasing toxicity.
All right.
Obviously, what would happen if your body would build up that toxicity and not release it in the form of gas? Think about that. What would happen?
Guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been.
Thank God, man. This was a ridiculous video. Don't even know why I watched this. I'll see you in the next one, man. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. Man, I'm glad I didn't rewatch. I never watch his videos, bro. I just watched his video and I do a video on it. I never want to see his videos again, man. I do a reaction video. I come as they come. That's it, man. Because they're ridiculous. See you in the next one. Ciao.